Hey YouTube, this is Miss O. Singapore is a small nation. We have been able to develop and prosper by always bearing in mind the realities of our limits, resources, and the fragility of our circumstances. This is what makes us strong. This is why Project Singapore has been a success. We have always maintained a realistic and practical view of our society, and our policies have always been based on a wise, long-term assessment of real-world risks versus benefits. We are not a nation that moves on the basis of ideology, but of stability and sustainability. We have been cautious about opening the doors of immigration, and we have worked hard to ensure that our multicultural society remains cohesive and united under the rule of law. Whenever any of our ethnic or religious communities display antipathy to our system, we work together to subdue these disruptive elements, whether they be ideological extremism or uncivil protests. For the common good, we all accept reasonable limits on free speech, and we do not tolerate radicalism in Singapore. We cannot afford to be nonplussed about anything that unsettles the social stability of our country. The LGBT agenda, the LGBT lifestyle, the LGBT culture, let's be honest, is radical within the context of Singapore. It seems to come hand in hand with contempt for the democratic process, contempt for traditional values, contempt for religion, and indeed virulent contempt for any alternative viewpoints. According to their own activists, it is a culture that devalues monogamy, that apparently disregards genuine concerns for public health, a culture that appears to have very little concern about the long-term impact of their agenda on the broader society. Among the most well-documented characteristics of the LGBT community, there is disproportionate sickness, mental disorders, suicidality, sex addiction, and a very unhealthy preoccupation with matters of sexuality. When you normalize the LGBT lifestyle, you normalize all of these characteristics. How is that in the interest of a stable and healthy society? We have to treat this community the same way as we treat any minority community, and with the same expectations of assimilation and conformity, with the common shared values of the broader Singaporean population. Indians, Malays, Chinese, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, and all other communities understand this. We all understand that the cohesion of Singaporean society is paramount, and we all have compromises to make to keep our multicultural, multi-faith country strong. But the LGBT community seems to believe that everyone should change to appease them. Morals should change, laws should change, education should change, all to satisfy the self-absorbed desires of a tiny minority group with a radically different culture and belief system, represented by an even smaller contingent of self-appointed activists. Well, this is not the way Singapore went from third world country to first world country. And this is not the way for us to secure a stable and successful future for our children. This is Miss O. Until next time.